From the Samson Production Studios in the heart of Hazleton, Pennsylvania, it's your News 13.
Brought to you by SSPTV and the Standard Speaker.
Voting in November's general election just got a little easier. A judge today blocked the voter ID law, meaning you will not need an approved form of identification to make a choice at the polls, at least for now. Good evening and thanks for joining us, everyone. I'm Kristen Bazinski. Well, you can leave the ID at home on Election Day. A Pennsylvania judge postponed the enforcement of the state's new strict voter ID law until at least after the November presidential election. Commonwealth Court Judge Robert Simpson Jr. ordered that voters without government-issued photo ID will be allowed to cast regular ballots. However, the judge ruled that the state will be allowed to continue to encourage the use of proper IDs at polling places through ads, signage, and commercials. And while representatives of the American Civil Liberties Union call the ruling a win for voters, having been against the ID law, the group is not happy with the allowance to continue to encourage the use of IDs and has threatened to take the state back to court again, saying the advertising is not reality and that it would only cause confusion on Election Day. Matthew Keeler, a spokesman for the Pennsylvania Secretary of State, said the state is, quote, pleased because the law itself has not changed. What's going on is there's a soft rollout for the general election, just like the primary. Voters will still be asked for ID. If they do not have it, they'll be given information on how to get one. State Senator John Udechak is not against the voter ID law. He simply felt it was moving too quickly and should not be implemented for this important election because it was just too rushed, not giving voters enough time to get a proper ID. The senator said today that he commends the judge on his ruling, which ensures that not a single eligible voter will be disenfranchised or turned away at the polls come Election Day. The lawmaker said there was simply not enough time to enable voters to obtain the necessary photo identification prior to this November's election. Well, did you know more than 90% of teachers spend their own money on basic school supplies for their students? Thanks to Office Max A Day Made Better program, 1,000 teachers nationwide are being surprised with $1 million total in classroom supplies. And one of those lucky teachers just happens to be from the Hazleton Area School District. We say congratulations to Mrs. Nancy Merrick, a fourth grade teacher from the Valley Elementary Middle School. Today, Office Max caught her by surprise.
Well, I'm totally shocked. I was totally unexpected. They threw me for a loop when they came in the door. Well, I'm very honored, humbled also, and it's just totally surprised. It's a job that I love doing. I enjoy my students, and again, totally shocked.
We understand she's been a teacher for a number of years. She's very well liked by the students, and she does a very good job.
Now, today marks the 6th year of the A Day Made Better program. Again, Mrs. Merrick is one of 1,000 teachers to win $1,000 worth of school supplies for her fourth grade classroom. Moving from the Valley, where one teacher received a helping hand in the classroom, to Freeland, where 20 teachers received $50 in reward cards each, thanks to Walmart. And it was time to party as the whole school gathered to celebrate as 20 teachers' names were pulled out of a box by the smallest students of the school. The $50 that each teacher received will be used to buy school supplies for their students in the classrooms.
Currently, Walmart has launched its 4th annual Teacher Rewards program. This fall, we'll be donating $4.5 million to 90,000 teachers throughout the country. We know that a lot of teachers in this day and age, with the budgets and things like that, have to spend a lot of money out of their own pockets to provide a good educational experience for our students, whether it's extra pens, pencils, things like that. And we'd just like to give back at this point and allow them to get $50 to 20 different teachers to be able to buy those things for those children.
It's a great opportunity for our teachers and our students. 20 $50 gift certificates for our teachers. Of course, they will be passing on to benefit the students here at Freeland Elementary Middle School.
Now, Walmart is proud to give back to the community by helping students reach their full potential in the classroom. All of the teachers and staff at Freeland were thrilled to be chosen to receive the money today. There was even a cake for the teachers. We say congratulations to the Freeland School for being chosen to receive the cash. Another school in the Hazleton Area School District is preparing for a program designed especially for kids. Arthur Strait Elementary School will once again offer the Backpack program to students who receive free or reduced lunch. Our Jasmine Brooks has more on this emergency food assistance program.
All across the United States, millions of Americans are going hungry each and every day. But at the Arthur Strait Elementary School in Hazleton, no students will ever go hungry thanks to the Backpack program. Joining me now is Sue Farrell. She's from the nutrition group. Sue, what is the Backpack program that is offered to Arthur Strait Elementary School?
The Backpack program is a program where we pack the backpacks on the weekdays with the special education students, and we send them home on Fridays. Along with the Commission of Economic Opportunity.
And there's 464 students at Arthur Strait. How many are taking advantage of the Backpack program?
On an average, it's about 360 students.
Wow, that's a large amount.
Yes, it is. It only goes home, though, to those free and reduced students.
Okay. And so what can we find in these backpacks? What kind of foods?
They will send home enough breakfast for Saturday and Sunday, and they will send home enough dinners for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, along with snacks.
And do they try to choose healthier foods, or is there a variety?
It's a variety, but it is all healthy foods.
It is. And so why do you think this is such a great idea?
Because of the way that people are having troubles financially. This is a good idea for those students who, maybe their only meals that they have throughout the day are breakfast and lunch, which is supplied at school. So this is to help them out on the weekends.
Okay, perfect. And now, Deb Yanuzzi, you're the Assistant Director of the Special Education Program. Your students are helping directly, and how is that?
They are. As students enter into high school, we begin transition programs, or we assist them or help them in learning those employment skills. And this is a wonderful opportunity, service learning, that allows the students to practice those skills, counting, sorting, packing. And it just makes them feel good that they can participate in a learning or service learning activity like this.
And so what is the reaction of your students getting involved with this program?
Well, initially they're a little confused as to why we're doing this, but we do incorporate a field trip. So we actually will take several of the students to Arthur Strait to meet and greet those children that they're actually packing these backpacks for. So they make that face name connection, and they're really excited about participating.
And how about the children at Arthur Strait Elementary?
Well, they're equally excited to meet those people who are packing their backpacks. They learn their names. Sometimes they'll even begin a little pen pal program with them to thank them for helping out with the distribution of the food.
All right, that's awesome. And Sue, can you remind us one more time when this is all going to start for the year?
This will start on October the 19th. That will be the first day that we will be distributing the backpacks, and it'll last throughout the whole school year.
And if any parents at Arthur Strait aren't signed up, is it too late to get signed up?
No, because we do have that happen. They read the information wrong, and at any time that they want to participate in the program, that is no problem.
Okay, and they can reach you at what number?
They can reach us at 459-3110, extension 3115.
All right, perfect. Thank you, ladies, so much.
Thank you.
For this week's Super Segment, I'm Jasmine Brooks from the Hazleton Area Administration Building.
All right, Jasmine, thanks so much. Moving on tonight, an unfortunate accident in Schuylkill County has left an elderly couple dead. According to reports, the two were found dead Sunday morning in Hometown after being overcome by carbon monoxide from their car that was left running in the couple's garage and eventually filled the home with the deadly gas. Nicholas and Anna Mae Young, who were 87 and 88 years old, were pronounced dead in their home on Welsh Road. According to Rush Township Police, Mrs. Young was found in the couple's bedroom, while Mr. Young was found in a bathroom. Officers say it appeared the couple went out on Saturday, returned home, put their car in the garage, and forgot to turn the engine off. Now, there were no signs of foul play or indications to make investigators think otherwise. Also, according to reports, the couple was very active in the community, and neighbors had only nice words for reporters who were in the area when word of this tragedy spread. A fire that sent one person to the hospital Monday afternoon was started accidentally. This is what it looked like Monday afternoon in the city of Hazleton, where firefighters arrived on Cleveland Street and found heavy smoke pouring from the double-block home. Neighbors first noticed the fire and dialed 911, knowing that there were at least 2 people inside. The 911 center also received a hang-up call from inside the home, and that is when Police Chief Frank DeAndrea, who was nearby, raced to the scene and found the fire. He and a neighbor helped make sure everyone was out safely while firefighters got to work dousing the blaze. News 13 has learned that an elderly woman, Joan Esposito, was taken to the hospital for minor injuries, while her sister-in-law, Catherine Esposito, who lives in the home also, was not hurt. Firefighters determined the blaze started in the kitchen of the 607 side of that double-block home. State Police Fire Marshal has said the cause was food cooking on the stove left unattended. Still to come on News 13 tonight, a resident at the halfway house in Hazleton flees the facility after being asked to take a drug test. Who police are searching for tonight. And a teenager from Hazleton who died tragically after being involved in a car accident saved other lives by donating his organs. His family hopes you will help them remember their hero by hitting the green and by signing up to be an organ donor. Okay, Freddie, thanks so much. On your screen right now, you're winning midday lottery numbers. Good luck if you played. Your daily number 050, Big 4 5262, Quinto 65584, and Treasure Hunt 3 6 22 25, and finally 28 again. Good luck.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's social news. First tonight, happy 9th birthday to Hunter Nye. He celebrated on Monday. This wish comes with love from Mom, Paul, and family. Tonight's Talk of the Town report, Christ Lutheran Church in Cunningham will be holding an Apple Fest October 13th and 14th. The event will feature crafts, quilt raffle, tricky trays, flea market, and of course, some great Apple goods. And finally tonight, the Penn Rod and Gun Club will be holding a block shoot October 7th from noon until dusk. The public is invited to attend at the club grounds just off Tower Road in Black Creek Township. Homemade food and refreshments will also be available at tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Lucille Hartley of Whitehaven. Funeral is Friday at 11 a.m. from the Whitehaven Presbyterian Church. Friends may call at the church from 10 to 11 a.m. The Rosenstock Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Alvin Schlauk of Zion Grove. Funeral is Friday at 11 a.m. from the Harmon Funeral Home. Friends may call Thursday from 6 to 8 p.m. Helen C. Catcher of Beaver Meadows. Funeral is Wednesday from 10 a.m. from the Hillary J. Bonin Funeral Home. Friends may call Tuesday from 6 to 9 p.m. Barbara L. Francisi of Nesquehoning. Funeral is Wednesday at 10 a.m. from the Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home. Friends may call Tuesday from 7 to 9 p.m. Joseph R. Rabarchak Sr. of Hazel Township. Funeral is Thursday at 9:30 a.m. from the Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home. Friends may call Wednesday from 5 to 8 p.m. Michael Sochko of Williamsport. All services will be held privately and at the convenience of the family from the Harmon Funeral Home. And Thomas J. Hoppy of Hazleton. Memorial services Thursday at 8 p.m. from the Butler Chapel of the Crofton Hughes Funeral Home. Friends may call Thursday from 6 to 8 p.m. Tonight's obituaries have been brought to you by Smilax Floral Shop located on 15th Street in Hazleton. For delivery to all local funeral homes, call 570-454-0111. And by Mia's. Don't settle for second best when dining out. Discover Mia's new low-price dinner menu. And remember, there's always plenty of free gated parking behind the Markle Building.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Well, I am joined by a live guest tonight, Michael Barata, and he's here to talk about something called party, with an emphasis on the A, R, and the T in the word party. And you'll hear why in just a second, but it's happening this Thursday at Bottlenecks. It's for all ages from 7 to 10. And bottom line is, it's a way for local artists to showcase their art and to show it off to you and to also sell it. So Michael, welcome.
Thank you.
Tell me how you came up with this idea to bring all these artists together, 8 of them, and show off what they can do.
I had a conversation with my best friend Joseph Longo, who's actually one of the artists that's going to be involved in the art party, and this is something that he had experienced down in Philadelphia, and this is something that happens in some other cities as well. It's basically an opportunity, like you had said, for artists to come together. Local artists is what we're really promoting. Local artists to come together to not only showcase their art, to let people know that there are these amazing artists available in our community, but then also for the art appreciator to come out and have a real opportunity to not only view the art, possibly purchase the art, but to also interact with the artist as well. So it's a great opportunity, a really nice social opportunity for everybody to get involved.
And you and I were talking off camera, you know, there's not a lot of opportunities like this around here. There's the potential for them, sure, but they just never kind of come to fruition. And this is the opportunity for those artists to do that.
No doubt. And that's one thing, you know, we have a Facebook event that is out there. So anybody that's on Facebook, certainly I encourage you to go find it on Facebook and find out some more information about it. But that's something that has been talked about. Some people said, oh my gosh, I can't make it. I'm sad I'm not going to be able to make it. The thing is, though, this is not something we're going to do one time. Unfortunately, though, you have to do things like this one time for them to continue. So that's one thing that we're banking on, is to get everybody to understand that once we start to offer these types of things in our community, more and more people should hopefully gravitate to not only making it happen, but also participating in the event in some way.
Right. And so you have the 8 artists that will be there. Now, what does the public need to know about the event that night if they'd like to show up?
What you really want to understand first and foremost about the event is that it's going to be awesome. And what that means is they're going to be, it's free to enter, so obviously you can go to Bottlenecks. It's all ages to enter. It's 21 to drink. There are tremendous drink specials and food specials that are being offered, by Bottlenecks as well. So all you really need to know is if you want to go out to see some local art, some really amazing local art, interact with some incredible people, but also interact with other people in your community, your neighbors, your friends, your family members, and just come out for a nice opportunity to socialize around something as beautiful as art. That's what you need to know about this event.
Okay, and the 8 artists, I'm assuming their art can range from many different art pieces.
Sure. We actually have, there are 8 local artists, and you can get their names and see links to all their art online as well. But the art will range from, we have photographers, we have painters, we have sculptors, so it is a diverse collection of art and artists.
Okay, you can tell how up I am on art, so maybe I need to stop by on Thursday.
Hopefully we'll see you there.
Definitely. So again, it is on Thursday, October 4th. That's this Thursday, 7 to 10 at Bottlenecks. And as Michael said, it's an all-age event, and encouraging all ages to come out, even the youth of the community, maybe some aspiring artists to show up and talk with other artists that will be there. And like you said, there's going to be drink specials, food specials, live music, all kinds of stuff going on.
It looks, and just the music hopefully will be live. If not, we will definitely have eclectic music playing in the background as well.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Set the mood totally, right?
That's what I'm talking about. Excellent.
All right, sounds good, Michael. Well, thanks so much for coming on. Again, it's this Thursday at Bottlenecks. We sure hope to see you there. Come out and support local artists and the local community, and just get to know one another and have a really good time, something different for a change, right?
That's what I like to hear. Thank you for the opportunity to come and share this with everybody.
Absolutely. Anytime, Michael. Take care.
Thank you.
All right. Well, now moving to the weather, where yesterday the sun shining bright and the temps were pretty nice. Today, the forecast is a totally different story, with rain, sometimes very heavy downpours out there. I'm told it's not raining right now, but still a little yucky. So tonight we'll see cloudy with fog taking us through the rest of the evening into Wednesday in Schuylkill County, with rain a possibility, low down to 60. Tomorrow a little warmer than we've seen lately. 76 will be our high. There is a 50% chance of a thunderstorm, and it doesn't look like the sun will be making much of an appearance for our Schuylkill County viewers. And as we move to Greater Hazleton, where it's the same story, a day full of rain, thanks to Bernardo Peralta, a student at the Hazleton Elementary School, for tonight's creative condition. We thank you for the pick, and I sure wish it was as beautiful out today as your picture is. Maybe tomorrow. Let's take a peek and see. We'll have a thunderstorm in the forecast for the rest of tonight into your Wednesday. 60 will be our low, 73 will be our high on your Wednesday. It looks like it's going to be mostly cloudy skies, maybe a visit from the sun. We will see, but we do see a chance of a thunderstorm in the forecast for Wednesday. All right, make sure you stay with us tonight on News 13. We have lots more local news and information, plus more sports heading your way next. When we think of heroes, we think of Superman, Spider-Man, or maybe those who wear capes and can fly. But this 16-year-old is a real hero. In the wake of a terrible accident, Polly Pencala saved many other lives as an organ donor. To help remember their hero, Polly's family invites you to hit the green and help score a hole-in-one for the Gift of Life Donor Program and Transplant Foundation.
From the Samson Production Studios in the heart of Hazleton, Pennsylvania, it's your News 13.
Hey again, everyone. Thanks so much for staying with us tonight. I'm Kristen Bazinski. Well, at the young age of 16, Hazleton teen Polly Pencala tragically lost his life after a terrible accident back in 2008. But before his passing, Paul became a true hero. 5 people were given a second chance at life because Polly's family chose organ donation. And that precious gift is something the Pencala family wants to keep on giving by encouraging others to become organ donors and promise to also give the gift of life. The Pencala family plans on raising awareness about the need for organ and tissue donation through an upcoming golf tournament in Polly's name. All money raised from this tournament will benefit the Gift of Life Family House, which provides care for the adult and pediatric transplant patient along with their family. Paul's father shared his thoughts on why it's so important to be an organ donor. Even through his hurt and sorrow of losing a son, he has the honor of knowing Polly is a hero to many.
I mean, organ donation is something you can see when someone donates an organ, whether you're a living donor, which you can donate a kidney, anyone can donate a kidney, or someone who's passed. It's just a miracle to know that that organ will save somebody's life, and you change so many other people's lives because of it, because now that person's alive and their family, feels that sense of joy that their loved one is going to live now because they got the organ.
Now, the golf tournament will be held on October 14th at Sand Springs Golf Course in Drums. The cost is $75 per person or $300 per team. Dinner will follow. Pre-registration is recommended by calling Mr. Pencala at 233-4049. Not only will all money benefit the Gift of Life Family House, but the laundry room at the house will be in Polly's name. Remember, the need for organ donors is very real. 115,843 people are waiting for an organ right now. I had to make sure that I was reading that correctly because that is a huge number. Every day, 18 people will die waiting for an organ. One organ donor can save up to 8 lives. So that's why it's important to not put those clubs away just yet for the winter season and hit the green in Polly's honor. Well, you can leave the ID at home on Election Day. A Pennsylvania judge postponed the enforcement of the state's new strict voter ID law until after the November presidential election. Commonwealth Court Judge Robert Simpson Jr. ordered that voters without government-issued photo ID will be allowed to cast their votes as normal. However, the judge ruled that the state will be allowed to continue to encourage the use of proper IDs at polling places through ads, signage, and commercials. And while representatives of the American Civil Liberties Union call the ruling a win for voters, having been against the ID law, the group is not happy with the allowance to continue to encourage the use of IDs and has threatened to take the state back to court again, saying the advertising is not reality and that it would only cause confusion on Election Day. Matthew Keeler, a spokesman for the Pennsylvania Secretary of State, said that the state is pleased because the law itself hasn't changed. What's going on is there's a soft rollout for the general election, just like the primary. Voters will still be asked for identification. Now, if they don't have it, they'll be given information on how to get it. State Senator John Udechak is not against the voter ID law. He simply felt it was moving too quickly and should not be implemented for this important election because it was too rushed, not giving voters enough time to get a proper ID. The senator said today that he commends the judge on his ruling, which ensures that not a single eligible voter will be disenfranchised or turned away at the polls come Election Day. The lawmaker said there was simply not enough time to enable voters to obtain the necessary photo identification prior to this November election. State police are searching for a resident of the Minsek halfway house who escaped Monday. 33-year-old Claudie Robinson is a Pennsylvania Department of Corrections inmate on pre-release assignment to Minsek in Hazleton. Robinson absconded from the facility at 8:30 in the morning Monday after being ordered by Minsek officials to take a drug test. Robinson ran from the facility and never returned. Robinson was originally arrested on felony drug charges. A warrant is out for his arrest. Troopers say Robinson has ties to Easton, Pennsylvania, along with Wilkes-Barre. Anyone with information on where to find Robinson is asked to call the Pennsylvania State Police Barracks in Hazleton at 459-3890 or simply dial 911. A fire that sent one person to the hospital Monday afternoon was started accidentally. This is what it looked like Monday afternoon in the city of Hazleton, where firefighters arrived on Cleveland Street and found heavy smoke pouring from the double-block home. Neighbors first noticed the fire and then dialed 911, knowing there were 2 people inside. The 911 center also received a hang-up call from inside the home, and that is when Police Chief Frank D'Andrea, who was nearby, raced to the scene and found the fire. He and a neighbor helped make sure everyone was out safely while firefighters got to work dousing the blaze. News 13 has learned that an elderly woman, Joan Esposito, was taken to the hospital for minor injuries, while her sister-in-law, Catherine Esposito, who lives in the home, also was not hurt. Firefighters determined the blaze started in the kitchen of the 607 side of that double-block home. A state police fire marshal said the cause was food cooking on the stove, left unattended. 2 important recalls to tell you about coming up on News 13. One dealing with something that you eat and the other dealing with a car you might drive. Plus, we now know the fate of Hazleton's permanent Christmas tree. Can it be saved? And we'll head to Beaver Meadows, where more than $40,000 is basically missing right now, where the money is and what issues the cash is causing. Some important recalls to tell you about tonight, but first, after being planted nearly a year ago, the city of Hazleton will be saying goodbye to what was supposed to be a permanent Christmas tree outside of City Hall. The reason simply being the tree is dying. Hazleton Mayor Joe Iannuzzi met today with a representative from Penn State as well as 2 members of the Shade Tree Commission, who confirmed the tree's condition. The city plans on removing the tree from the lawn of City Hall on Tuesday. That's October 9th. This move will actually solve another issue. A Veterans War Memorial, which sits behind the large tree, will once again be front and center on the lawn, and a move that would most likely have to happen if the tree wasn't removed will not happen, making many veterans happy. Grocery stores all around the country, including Giant and Target, are pulling store brand products off their shelves after a recall of certain peanut butters and other nut products. Sunland Incorporated, a New Mexico-based company, has in fact expanded its recall of peanut butter and almond butter. Now the recall includes cashew butters, tahini, and blanched and roasted peanut products. Sunland recalled products under multiple brand names last month after salmonella illnesses were linked to Trader Joe's creamy salted Valencia peanut butter, one of the brands it manufactures. 30 salmonella illnesses in 19 states can be traced to that Trader Joe's peanut butter, and over the past week the recall included some nut butters and nut products sold at several stores. Well, Honda is recalling 600,000 of one of the top selling cars in the United States. The recall affects Accord models in the United States and Canada to fix a faulty power steering hose that can leak fluid and cause a fire. The recall affects Accords with V6 engines from the 2003 through 2007 model years. Honda has a report of 1 fire, but no injuries or crashes so far. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, the Accord's power steering hose can deteriorate with prolonged exposure to engine heat. The hoses can then crack and leak, possibly causing a fire or loss of power-assisted steering. Honda will replace the hoses for free, but it will not have the parts available until early next year. Any owner who suspects a leak should take their car to a dealer for inspection right away. Beaver Meadows officials say it's a bit difficult right now to pay the bills because the borough is owed more than $44,000 $9,000 from the tax collecting service Syntax. The money is from earned income tax funds, and Beaver Meadows officials say the borough depends on that money to pay bills. Syntax's lack of payment is nothing new for the company, according to an article in today's Standard Speaker. Municipalities across the state have dumped Syntax because the company owes about $9 million in tax money collected from the beginning of 2012, and funds have been slow reaching municipality accounts like Beaver Meadows. Now, we talked with Beaver Meadows Borough President Anthony Rusnock.
We've not been receiving our earned income tax funds from the tax collection agency, Syntax, which has gone south, so to speak. The business itself has been taken over by Berkheimer. They're processing Q3 and Q4 returns, and we should be getting that tax money, but we've not yet received all of our tax money from Q1 and Q2. And right now it's making it a little bit difficult to decide what to do and operate for the rest of the year.
Rusnock tells us a new tax collector has been hired for Beaver Meadows, so hopefully the payment process will speed up. Rusnock does not see a problem with getting the bills paid as of now. And speaking of money, council will start to work on next year's budget very soon. And already many members of council know coming up with a balanced money plan will be tough because money is tight and there are not too many places the borough can make cuts. Now moving to the weather, where yesterday the sun was shining and the temps were just nice. Today the forecast, a total different story with rain and sometimes very heavy downpours at times. It'll be cloudy with fog for the rest of tonight with a chance of rain at 60%, so you can pretty much guarantee some showers with a low down to 60 degrees. Your 4-day outlook, we're going to get up a little bit warmer tomorrow with 76, possibility of a thunderstorm in Schuylkill County. 77 will be our high on Thursday, with mostly sunny skies. 52 will be our low Thursday night. Sunny skies on Friday, a high near 70. And Saturday, look at that. It'll be partly sunny skies, but look at the difference in temperature. Wednesday, 76. We're going to 59 degrees as our high on Saturday. So bundle up if you're heading out. Moving to Greater Hazleton, where it's the same story, a day full of rain. Thanks to Bernardo Peralto, a student at the Hazleton Elementary School, for tonight's creative condition. We thank you for the picture. I sure wish it was a beautiful day out today, as your picture is. Maybe tomorrow. Let's take a peek and see. For the rest of tonight, we see showers and thunderstorms likely with cloudy skies and a low down to 60. Wednesday, look for it to be scattered showers, thunderstorms, also a possibility sometime in the late morning, early afternoon probably. Mostly cloudy throughout the day, a high near 73. Wednesday night, slight chance of showers and a thunderstorm, but it looks like the clouds are going to move on out for Thursday, making room for sunny skies. 76 for our high, 71 on Friday with the sun sticking around. And Saturday, look at that, 58 will be our high, mostly sunny skies. There is a 30% chance of a shower coming along though on Saturday. But again, a very big difference in temperature as the week goes on into the weekend. Sand Springs bringing you tonight's weather forecast. Sand Springs Country Club. Now, all specials are served with soup or salad at the restaurant. Tonight, let's talk about shrimp parmesan for just $9.95. Now, Sand Springs Country Club at 10 Clubhouse Drive in Drums. Call if you'd like more information at 788-5845 or look them up on the web at sandspringsgolf.com or on Facebook. But check out the special shrimp parmesan, just $9.95 with soup, salad, and pasta. Sounds yummy to me. It's a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping the Hispanic community, but the Dominican House of Hazleton opens its doors to everyone. Find out how it can possibly help you next. Plus, Freddie B's on deck with sports. He's talking Hazleton volleyball and some soccer action. Stick around.
SSPTV Sports on News 13 with Fred Barletta Jr.
The Lady Cougars soccer team has been up and down so far this fall. They've been winning some games where they show a lot of heart. They've been losing some games where you just wonder, geez, what happened here? Last night, Berwick in town, and we'll see what Lady Cougar team showed up. You're taking a look. This is down at the Maple Manor Field. Former Bishop Pathy and the Lady Cougars, of course, in the home whites, and the Berwick Lady Dogs taking the action right toward us here. And boy, how about yesterday? Real sunshiny day. We forgot about that after today. But the sun wasn't shining on the Lady Cougars yesterday. They played some good defense here in spots, as you'll see, and kept the ball at the right end of the zone. But Berwick, well, they were not to be denied, and they would score a couple of goals. And you can see one of them right there. That would be one of several. Lady Cougars just could not get it going on the offensive end at all. Berwick just kept putting it in the net. Put it in the books. A disappointing one for the Lady Cougars. Berwick, 7-0 winners over Hazelton area yesterday down at the Maple Manor Field. So not so good news for the Lady Cougars out on the soccer field. So, well, let's go indoors, kind of across the street, and we'll take a look in the McGeehan Gymnasium at high school volleyball. No, that's not Berwick in the blue uniforms. You got the Hanover Hawkeyes in town and the Lady Cougars taking it to them. Now, for everything that wasn't going the Lady Cougar way outside, well, in the gymnasium yesterday, it was going Hazelton area's way. You can take a look at some of the action taking place here. Some fast-paced action, and the Lady Cougars just kept getting those service points and racking them up, and they would go to victory in that first set. They'd do it again in the second, and then made it a sweep. They beat Hanover in 3 straight sets. In volleyball, it's the best out of 5. So you win 3, you're in. Hazelton area did that and gets the W against the Hawkeyes. Katie Landis, you saw there. Hey, 12 straight service points. That's pretty darn good. So a win for the Lady Cougars. Now, let's go to the rest of the scoreboard from yesterday. Coughlin, 8-0 winners over MMI in soccer. In boys volleyball, Blue Mountain doubled up Tamaqua. And let's go to the District 11 qualifiers in golf. You can take a look. Marion has 3 of them. Not too bad. You can take a look at the scores. And Tamaqua sneaking one in as well. As far as what's going on today, you got the turf at Harmon Geist, so 6:30 tonight. The High Flying Holy Redeemer Club is in to take on the Lady Cougars. In boys soccer, Hazelton area at Lake Lehman, they're on the turf. That one starts in just a couple of minutes. Postponed, North Schuylkill at Tamaqua and Northampton at Tamaqua, soccer and tennis respectively. Volleyball, Tunkhannock at MMI, North Schuylkill at Monoy, and Cumberland Valley in to do some water polo at the Auditorium, Hazelton area high school. Major League Baseball, the Indians got just 2 hits last night. Russ Kanzler had neither of them, and they got whitewashed 11-0. Today, White Sox Cleveland again. In the Bronx, the Red Sox and the Yankees, weather permitting. Not a problem underneath the dome. The Orioles and Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay eliminated thanks to the Oakland A's winning last night. And speaking of Oakland, Texas and Oakland. The A's just 1 game behind the Rangers. Going to get interesting. NFL, if you're a Cowboy fan, don't look. There it is. The Bears, 34-18 over Dallas last night in a game that wasn't even that close. Hey, how hungry are you tonight? The most popular wing night in town is up at Bottlenecks. That's right. They've got the area's best wings, and every Tuesday, they're just $9.95 for all you can eat. All the delicious flavors. You can have as many as you like. You can't go wrong, and they are delicious. Up at Bottlenecks every Tuesday. They sponsor us not only on Tuesdays, but it's a great place.
A Hazelton area nonprofit organization is thanking residents of the MnSEC Halfway House for their help and support. The Greater Hazelton Area YMYWCA presented MnSEC with a 2012 Anthracite Triathlon and Barracuda Triathlon Event Award for service. MnSEC volunteers were praised for their roles helping set up and clean up, amongst other tasks. MnSEC residents who lended a helping hand to the Y are part of MnSEC's Your Neighbors Count volunteer program, which requires each resident perform 40 hours of community service in the community they transition home through. YMCA Director of Competitive Events Rob Gould noted that MnSEC's team was instrumental in the event's success. Now, according to MnSEC officials, the Your Neighbors Count program builds a sense of accomplishment amongst residents trying to regain control of their lives after incarceration and enhances the neighborhoods where MnSEC locates its facilities. Since 2012, MnSEC Hazelton residents have dedicated more than 7,300 hours of community service, and counting to the Y, churches, other nonprofit organizations, and local groups. And finally tonight, its main purpose is to help out the Hispanic community in Hazleton, to empower citizens and promote the area's Hispanic culture. But the Dominican House of Hazleton opens its doors to all community members in need of assistance. Whether you are preparing to take a U.S. citizenship test, need counseling, or want to learn Spanish, the Dominican House has a little something for everybody, and it's all free of charge. The nonprofit was founded in 2005 and has since been going strong. President of the nonprofit, Victor Perez, says about 400 people are taking advantage of the Dominican House every week.
Yes, we are helping with their education because we got a lot of people coming from different countries, but sometimes the people don't know how to speak English. They don't know exactly how to speak Spanish at the same time. So we are preparing people to be receive some skills in English and Spanish.
Now, the Dominican House of Hazleton is proud to be the first Hispanic organization to win in FunFest. Everyone's welcome inside the doors of the Dominican House. No one ever is turned away. To find out how you can benefit from the Dominican House, you can call Perez at 325-439-4601 or stop by the brand new location, which is located on the first floor of the Markle Building in downtown Hazleton. Well, that'll do it for us tonight. Thank you so much for making us a part of your day. You can catch this newscast again with a rebroadcast throughout tonight, or simply go to News 13's website, SSPTV.com. That's where you're going to find everything Greater Hazleton, Schuylkill County, and beyond. It's all just a click away. And a very quick correction, the Dominican House is actually across the street from the Markle Building, same block of Wyoming and Broad. On behalf of all of us here on News 13, be safe. We'll see you back here on Wednesday. Good night.